Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is the conversation, okay? Ignore my two little braids. I just had to put my hair back because it's 4 a.m. and I'm about to go to bed, and I ain't got time to be putting it up in the bun and having to fly it around, okay? But first things first, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBirds 4 a.m. JayBird, dun 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 dun. Okay, and all that goodness. Do not forget to also like this video, share this video, please and thank you. You can also like, comment, share. Oh, hit the notification button to let you know when I have new videos. And then lastly, you can always follow me on IG and or Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. Okay, so another standalone video. It's not much stuff has happened, but some stuff I want to give its own little shine, okay? So, we know Whitney Houston passed away 7 years ago, okay? It's been a while, and I feel like no one has really let her, rest in peace, because there's always a new movie, a new documentary, a new story, a new something about the voice, okay? The voice of us all. And Robyn, who was Whitney Houston's closest friend for years and years and years, and also her rumored former lover, wrote a book, okay? She wrote a book, sorry, my eyes itching. She wrote a book that's coming out, and it's called A Song for You, okay? And everything. Now, I have a few pictures, okay? Again, Robyn and Whitney has always been friends. They met back in the 80s, the early 80s. I think they say when Robyn was 19, and I believe they were saying that Whitney was around 16. They both were camp counselors or whatever, and that's how they met and became fast friends. However, they also supposedly was together. So again, as we see, okay, Robyn has always been around Whitney and her family and her life. Now, I don't think I've ever seen or heard her speak in an interview or anything. I think she's always just been there, kind of just chillaxing in the background of things going on in Whitney's life once Whitney became a superstar, okay? We see there's Whitney with Bobby, okay, with Robyn, and also with Bobby Brown's, is that Bobby Brown's brother? I think that's not her brother, yeah, and Bobby Brown's brother. So again, they have always been friends forever and ever, okay? This is actually the picture that is on the book cover for Robyn's book. I think it's a great picture. You know what I'm saying? I love pictures of Whitney Houston when she was younger, only because I feel like there's an innocence in her that hasn't been touched yet. It's something about once you get into the music business and things just kind of change, okay? And it is what it is. But, again, friends for years, always together. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I also feel like, once somebody passes away, you hope people will leave them be, but not so much, okay? Now, that's Whitney's brother next to her, again, but that's still her and Robyn. And then the last picture, what's this last picture I have? Even, on the award show red carpet, Robyn is right there behind Whitney as her best friend. She was also like her personal assistant. She was with Whitney. So, and this is my favorite picture of Whitney. My absolute favorite picture of Whitney. And of course, this is Robyn, currently in 2019. So everybody has one opinion or the other about people who have came forward and gave personal details about Whitney and things we did not know, as far as any other drug abuse, as far as any family abuse, what I'm saying, and also her possibly being a lesbian. Is Robyn right for doing a book where she is admitting that yes, her and Whitney did have a sexual relationship back in the 80s? Now, she said that happened again when they were teenagers, so I'm assuming, because when they met, she was allegedly 19, Whitney was, it said 16, almost turning 17 years old, so I'm guessing that must have been around the time, okay? Now, but we also know that back then in the 80s, no one was really like out like that. Like it was a big thing for stars to be out. Like you had a few stars here and there who, maybe had known was gay or whatever, but it was like a big thing to where, oh, yes, you can come out and be gay and then be, that is how it wasn't like that back then. So Robyn said that even though, they had this relationship, they could not talk about it. And she also said what I thought was cool. She said, we were friends, we were lovers, we were everything to each other. We weren't falling in love, we just were. And how they never really used titles like, bisexual or lesbian or gay or whatever, because they just were two people who cared for each other. I do think you can meet someone and love them unconditionally. And when the relationship ends, the friendship still remains because you have so much love for that person. That seems to be what happened between these two. I think the question is, or the thing that people are asking is, why wait again until 7 years after Whitney's passed away? Would you write this book admitting to that it happened? Like, why wouldn't someone do that when Whitney was alive? I think what she was saying was so many people over the years have told her story, has kind of spoken for her, even though she's never spoken for herself. And I mean Robyn. And because again, if you've seen any videos, interviews, any footage of Whitney where Robyn was around, Robyn never was talking. You know what I'm saying? Robyn, not that she was like a mute or whatever, but she didn't do any interviews back then. She did nothing. Whereas currently, usually if a famous person has a good friend, a close friend, you hear from that person here or there. Like for me with Karla. Y'all have seen Karla, y'all have talked, you know what I'm saying? You hear things from people who are close to me in one way or the other. My mom, my brother, and all that stuff. We've never really heard anything from Robyn about this. Robyn has never confirmed anything went on before recently. Whitney had always denied being a lesbian, but I feel like if you were with a woman back when you was 17, 18 years old or whatever, but it was over by the time you were 19, because that's what she's on her record deal, and she brings up how that's what made her and Whitney stop, because again, in the industry, you could not do that. According Whitney's parent, her family was very, very devout Christians and whatever. Her mom was very, very religious, and they said, well, Robyn brought up how Whitney kind of broke off their physical relationship by giving her a Bible, so like, saying we can't do this or whatever, because they'll end up using this against us. I do think back then they would have done that. I think now, of course, that's not really an issue. Most people, even people who have issues with, someone being gay, it doesn't really stop anything, from people living their lives. And Robyn brought up how, Whitney giving her that Bible, she found comfort in her silence as far as what she had going on in her personal life. Now, I don't think they, I feel like when someone passes away, anything that you have not expressed before they pass away, I think once they're gone, if they didn't want you discussing that, and if these rumors have plagued this person forever and never, their whole career, I do think why put it out now? I feel like, if you wanted to clear things up, you could clear it up when she was alive. I do feel that way, but I also feel like she doesn't have any ill intent. I don't think she's in this for money. I don't think she has anything. I don't think she's doing this for any other reason besides she wants to finally put her own story out versus someone else putting her story out, and someone else consistently saying what these two had, someone else saying, oh yeah, they was lesbian lovers the whole time, what I'm saying? And that's not what it was, because she brings up how we cut off the sexual stuff years ago, but even with that, just because you're not having sex with somebody does not mean that y'all are not in a relationship. So I feel like over the years, they have always had a very strong connection and relationship and friendship. And I think that's why she never said anything negative about Whitney. I think that's why the friendship lasted until Whitney passed away in 2012. And even, 7 years later, she still speaks, highly of her. And Robyn is now, she has a partner, a female partner. They have a couple of kids and everything. So she's lived a whole life and has, you know, a partner and kids and all that. So I don't think it's like she's even trying to ruin any kind of legacy or any kind of reputation or any kind of memory of Whitney. I think she's doing it just to kind of clear the air, but I still feel like you can clear the air when somebody's alive. I just don't like when someone is gone and then there are people telling their story and then they can't rebut it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the issue that I have when people do this. But she seems genuine and she seems sincere and she seems wanted to stake the fact of me and Whitney had a whole friendship and a relationship, and I loved her despite me and her not being together physically. You know what I'm saying? As she said, we just were. You know, we just are. And some people, you are. You know what I'm saying? Again, which we were friends, we were lovers, we were everything to each other. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't falling in love, we just were. And that can happen, you know, with people or whatever. She brings up how, you know, she was a loyal friend, and she knew I would never be disloyal to her. I was never going to betray her. And she wrote that in the obituary in 2012. It's just, you know, I just don't want people consistently waiting until somebody else is out for the count. You know, they gone, to clear the air. You know what I'm saying? I think there was a way that could have been done beforehand. But I feel like maybe Whitney never wanted it out there. Maybe Whitney, because her mama was such a devout Christian, did not want it out there. Because, you know, even though time moved on and things progressed and people could come out and it wasn't an issue. And I don't think Robyn ever was in the closet, you know, as the years went on. I think people knew what was going on. They were just still friends. But I mean, look, whenever I go, that no one can come out and say that I was a lesbian. Okay, no one. I kissed one girl only because dudes kept flirting with us and wouldn't leave us alone. And I'm like, man, look, we gay, man, leave us alone. And they didn't believe us. So me and a friend of mine, we just kissed, and then it left us alone or whatever. But I mean, I don't want anyone. I would not want anyone coming out after I'm gone, you know, spread my secrets. Okay, and I don't have many, but I also have very, very, very much so trusted friends, and I don't think any of my friends who, if we have any kind of understanding of, you know what I'm saying, this is what we don't talk about this. You know what I'm saying, this is cool. We're gonna leave it there. I would hope none of them would wait until I'm gone. So you know what, I wanna clear the air for JayLee. No, don't do that. I'm gone. Leave me be. You know what I'm saying, leave me be, please. Thank you. So that's what I think of this. I don't think I'm gonna get the book, simply because I feel like it's not my business. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what she said in the interview that she did with NBC is enough for me. Okay? I don't want any more. But I'm happy that, again, she's the one person who don't seem shicey. Like that sister-in-law, Pat Houston, is very shysty, okay? That brother that's married to Pat Houston is very is Whitney Houston. Sissy Houston not dead, right? I think she's still alive. I do wonder what, she knew. You know, she knew. Ain't no way she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I think, but again, let her rest in peace. I hope as of now, no, and you know what, in each movie or documentary or whatever that came out by Whitney, it always mentioned Robyn. Robyn was always there somewhere in the background, like, there's Robyn. And it was always a hint of, hey, it's something there. We don't know what, but it's something there. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been a little bit of hints of something is there. Robyn is always around, and she ain't going nowhere. Even in the movie that it was on, I think Lights was on BT, the Bobby Brown story, where Woody did play Bobby Brown, and when Robyn was over, and I was like, you should leave. I ain't going nowhere. It was because she was a constant in Whitney's life. But again, I just wish that when people pass away, whatever secrets they had, you know what I'm saying, that was things that happened behind closed doors and years ago, as long as it wasn't nothing illegal, as long as it didn't hurt anyone, leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Leave it there and let them just rest in peace. But again, I don't think Robyn had any ill intent. Okay. So that's about all, y'all. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.